Hi everyone, my name is Nye and I am an animator in Southern California. I'm going to be showing three things tonight. Well, first of all, let me say thanks. I want to say thank you to both Derek and Leah. I thought the class was great. I had a really great time. So I'm going to show three things tonight that I think were particularly interesting to me and my work. I'm going to show Ride the Train, the ShatnerGAN, and put a GAN on it. And then I'll talk a little bit about what I'm going to be doing next steps. So the first one is Ride the Train, which is about semantic image synthesis using COCO. And you can see these are images that are generated out of the COCO model in Runway. It's sort of putting these realistic objects to the segmentation that I created. So you can see that I sort of faked the segmentation up at the top. That's a combination of both Maya and After Effects. So I modeled something very simple in Maya, and then I put some shaded Lamberts, and then I did some After Effects stuff with a particle system, and then I sped it all through Runway. And what I find really interesting about that is that I find interesting that you can segment an area, and you can say that area right there, make that a thing. And I want to find more information about that and dig about that a little bit. And I'll probably be playing with libraries that allow me to do that. So like First Order, I know also has opportunities to get more segmented in it, and so that's part of it. So next thing I'm going to show you is GAN. This is ShatnerGAN, and I made a number of GANs, but this was by far, I think, the most successful. I started off by just taking some basic clips from YouTube, and you can see the smush on the right didn't really work. So then I found this like jackpot of information. This guy basically edited 80 minutes worth of Captain Kirk shots from the original series. So I scraped that, and then I wound up throwing out like Uhura and Spock and various other things that were in, and just basically cleaned the data set up. And then I trained almost 15,000 images of Captain Kirk here. And I thought it came out pretty good. If you look at what the final output is, just a second, the images that came out of StyleGAN 2, I think are pretty good. So this sort of leads, yeah, there it is right there, so you can see these images there. So it kind of leads me to believe that you could segment something, a cube or whatever, then say this is a dog, and then train Captain Kirk or a dog GAN or whatever and have it. And so these are the two pieces that I really want to continue working with. The last one was sort of pure fun. I just was putting the screws to Runway basically, and so this is an Atigan for saying all the single ladies, and it harkens back. So you can see what I did here is I took all the models I could, ran this video through Runway, and took out open piff path and took out dense pose, and the data in front is JSON from the PoseNet, and I just kind of threw it all in After Effects. And then I made a ring by scraping Pinterest, this ring GAN, and was also at the same time sort of prototyping the First Order stuff. So that all kind of converged on this After Effects project, and I wound up doing a whole bunch of things concurrently and trying things out and throwing different models in, having a lot of fun puppeting stuff, as you can see here. But I'll leave it for the face. But what kind of happened at the end, and I'll show you, is that I built the entire project here, and you can see the after effects of the problem. And since I was attacking different things like the face thing and then the GAN and the whatever, I would like work sort of concurrently, and then I would send some things up to the server, and then I would wait for things to be rendered. And it was the first time I was kind of weaving my machine learning processes into my After Effects-y animation processes. So I thought that was really interesting. So what's next? What are my next steps? So after doing the ShatnerGAN, I'm interested in doing a Yang GAN. I'm a big believer in universal basic income, so this is my boy, kind of. Anyways, I think that what I'm doing here is I'm learning how to edit massive amounts of information. I have a lot of Andrew Yang interviews that I'm trying to line up in this template that I have above. And then I'm exporting the frames, and then I'm running them through this sort of recipe that extracts him out of his background and then changes his color palette, and then does different sort of things to the output. Another thing that I'm interested in is also going back to trying to see if I could do sort of more face puppeting. So I was trying first order to change the content that was coming out of Humphrey Bogart's mouth. I don't think this is quite successful. So I'm actually going to try to move out of Runway and into first order itself and see if I can, use the Python command line based stuff to get something better out of it. So that's basically it. So if anybody has any questions or anything they want to say, please absolutely reach out. I go under the Nytrogen project. It's where I'm going to be basically focusing about machine learning and how this works in terms of filmmaking. So I'll be doing a lot of sort of face stuff and compositing and trying out semantic images and things like that. You can go to nitrogen.ai. The site's not up yet, but there will be one eventually, or you can follow me on Twitter if you want. But by all means, please just reach out and say hi on Slack. And I just want to say thanks again, and I hope everybody is staying safe. Okay, thanks.